Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. It has happened. It has finally happened. It's official. Jadon Sancho has signed for Manchester United, and I don't think a crazy amount of us are surprised by that. I just hauled ass home. I haven't even really looked at anything in particular. But, I mean, let's do it together, man. I haven't looked at a thing. I just hauled ass home. I had a feeling it was going to be done on some type of break, and it obviously was. I don't know. I don't know what to say, man. But let's pull it up. Everyone's been tagging me and shit. Taylor said, "Get your butt home." It's done. Let's see what we can do and take a look. Where is Fabrizio's tweet? I haven't even took a look at it yet. A little emotional, man. And there it is, the graphic and everything. Jadon Sancho to Manchester United. Here we go. 18 minutes ago. Done deal confirmed. Agreement reached between Manchester United and Borussia Dortmund. 90 million plus add-ons. Agents' fees and personal terms agreed. Contract until 2026. Medicals pending, then it will be official. Well, can you imagine if they failed the medical? how that would turn out too. But yeah, all right, it's a done deal. It's as easy as that. Jadon Sancho is a Manchester United player now. Of course, it happened right after England won. They have a break between their games. It seemed like a natural time to get the deal done. I don't know, guys. Let's hear how you guys are feeling. Are you just ready for this saga to be over? Are you sad? Let's go through what a lot of you guys have to say. I mean, it does suck. It does suck. He was an incredible player for us. He's done so much. He's developed so well. He deserves all the best. I can't say enough good things about him. I don't know. It's a little shocking that it's the day's actually here. Our boy has moved on. I don't know. Let's get in the comments, man. Let's see what some of you guys are saying. Might message Manuel, see if he wants to come on. See if he's interested. Get a real professional view about it. But I want to see what some of you guys are feeling today, man. It's a crazy day for Dortmund fans, but we got some sad faces. We got why. Evening, Josh. Sancho is an absolute legend. Served us well. Now it's his time to say goodbye. As always, sorry for his leaving, but excited about making some new future stars. Mullen will be a decent one. Well said, guys. Well said. I mean, it's an interesting approach. I mean, it's weird. It's not like this is something that was a huge, major surprise. We all knew he was going to leave. It's just, I don't know, the time's actually here. Jadon Sancho has been a big part of Dortmund fans' lives for the last 4 years. He's done some incredible things. He's developed into a world-class player. Southgate doesn't see it, but, you know, whatever. But Chris is here, says, I want to cry. It is tough, man. It is tough. Hello, how you doing, my friend? Hello, guys. But, I mean, my only regret is obnoxious Man U Twitter fans finally get to dry their tears. Where's Mullen at? I don't know. It's interesting. I'm talking with Manuel right now, and he says it's still the same news as before, which I find interesting. I mean, we saw Fabrizio said, "Here we go. It's a done deal," but I mean, it is still pending a medical. So I mean, that could obviously throw it out of the way. But I don't know. Fabrizio's tweet looks pretty done deal kind of me. But we have Catalina here. Hey Josh, I'm here to see you going through the latest transfer rumors. Also, a lot happened, and Fabrizio and the media are trying to lay every BBB fan. Eric says, we knew he wanted to go. We knew we had a gentleman's agreement with Aki. We knew the money for him. Nothing else, but I wish him well. Eric, that's well said, my man. That's well said. A couple days ago, I was saying I don't care if he leaves. I want this to be over, but now I want to cry. It hits you differently, man. It hits you differently. I don't know, man. I don't know. How much is the transfer fee? 90 million euros plus add-ons is what Fabrizio put. You guys can find him on Twitter. I'm sure you guys are familiar. But it was his "Here we go" tweet. It's his "Here we go" tweet. So I mean, it looks like a done deal. His Twitter is blowing up as we speak. Eric Sears says, Jadon enjoys Manchester, too good at goodbyes, but Sam Smith starts playing. That's fair. Do we still need Sancho replacement if we play a skinny 4-1-2-1-2 diamond? I believe that we definitely need to address Sancho some way, shape, or form. I think Malen is a good look. If we play the 4-1-2-1-2 diamond variation, we still need another striker to partner Haaland up front. That's where Malen would come in. You'd have Royce as cam. You'd have your three center mids. It's not official, and that's what that's what some of us are saying. But I mean, it looks as done a deal as you could possibly look for, man. I mean, Fabrizio puts it out. He put his "Here we go." It basically indicates that it's done, but it is not official. It's pending medicals, but again, it's as official as it's ever been. Fabrizio hasn't put in a tweet as involved as this one right here, which, I mean, I don't know. I'm taking it as a done deal. We know that it's going to be a done deal. And when Fabrizio tweets something like that, he's stating that medical passes, man. It's good night. That is it for our boy Jadon. It's sad. Sad that he leaves, but I hope that we'll find a good player. Chris said, my thought, my heart was strong enough to handle this after all the other players left throughout the years. This one hits different. Sancho was a different animal. Sancho was, man. Sancho was given... I mean, you guys can put your favorite Sancho memory in the chat if you guys want. I mean, we are going to miss him, man. We are going to miss him, but he's been an incredible player for us, man. He's been an absolute incredible player. We wish him all the best. From the bottom of my heart, I as a Dortmund fan, and I think a lot of you guys agree, he was a class act on the pitch. He's a class act off the pitch. He's a class act with the media. He's everything that we want, and we knew about the agreement going ahead of time, and it's exactly what's basically going down right now. We got a sad cat, a chill cat, or whatever that is from Tristan there. Nothing but love for Sancho, man. Was no disrespectful during the transfer window and played with his heart, and he won Lucas the DFB Pokal. Yes, he did, man. Yes, he did. Will Sancho get a farewell presentation by Dortmund? I don't know any of those details yet. If you guys find articles, you find anything you want to let me know. I just went live as it can, so I'll go some breaking news. Someone said Sky Sports put a message about it, so I can maybe see if I can find some articles right there. The only thing we've seen so far. So there's a couple articles. They're flying up already, left, right, and center. Articles are not hard to come by right now. 21-year-old has been chased by Manchester United for a number of years, and he's highly regarded by Solskjaer. Yes, we know that. Fabrizio put it out. This article was useless. Basically just said the same kind of thing. It's been a done deal. People know it's a done deal. Madueke or Malen? For me, Malen, I mean, ideally if we get both, but like I said, man, I think Malen's going to come in. He's going to play on the wing for a season. He can play in that dual strikership that we may see, but he could also at some point take over from Haaland when he inevitably moves on right now. But for me, I think Malen's coming, man, and it wouldn't surprise me if the medical goes down whenever it goes down and this deal is done. It wouldn't surprise me that Malen comes in right away, especially now that the Dutch are also out of the Euros. Go to One Soccer about Sancho. One Soccer. I didn't know One Soccer touched on this type of stuff. I'm assuming maybe you meant One Football. But no, I'll pull up a couple. He is booing. Sky Sports posted too. We'll go to Sky Sports. I want to see what Sky Sports said about it. But I mean, it's the same deal. It's the same points that we've been hearing for a long time, man. This isn't brand new. This isn't brand new information, but it seems like it's pretty much a done deal, man. Where are we in the post? We got some sad fans coming in. I know. Honestly, the redemption of last season after his dip before him was great. That was, man. Seeing him show the class he is, the reason that Manchester United did drop this kind of money. Sancho's an absolute baller, man, and I am gonna miss him, and I know we're all gonna miss him. And to see him go out with the Pokal, the celebration, the love with the fans, he left nothing but good memories. Sucks that he's going to United. Sucks that we're gonna have to find a way to replace him. And you guys can throw names around, man. I know Bailey and Diaby are some that you guys like talking about. We obviously know that Maul and Madueke have been linked for a while. But I don't know. I don't know who it's gonna be. I think we're gonna start seeing, now that this saga is out of the way, some players starting to be continuously linked to Dortmund. Favorite Sancho memory was 7 minutes into the Pokal. He cuts on the left in the box and bangs it past Galashi. That's a great memory, my man. I really liked his first assist. His first ever assist for Dortmund. The way he took it down in his first game showed what a player he was going to be. I literally feel like crying. I'm going to miss Haaland-Sancho combo. I am too, man. I am too. But it's a part of the way our club does business. It's hard to get attacked, and it's hard to get attached to some of these players. We're going to miss Sancho, but we know eventually another player's going to come along, and they're going to get developed the same type of way. I'm excited to see who it is. There's a huge hole now in our starting 11 for next year, but the way he celebrated the Revere Derby, it's a good memory, my man. Mr. Carlson's here. Let me know how you guys feeling. Drop a like if you're just joining us. It's a sad sort of stream, but it's a stream that we kind of all knew was coming. The Gooner28 says, Josh, I'm shocked, and I'm an Arsenal fan. Wow. I mean, I'm not shocked, and I don't know if let me know in the comments if you guys are shocked. But I mean, I'm not. I said it earlier. I said I have a feeling that the Sancho deal would go down in between games, and it's not just because the media loves this type of shit, but it is. Come on, if you're gonna announce a transfer to this pedigree, this saga, have it coming to the end, you're not gonna do it on a game when the Euros are playing. So it's either he was gonna get announced in between games, or if England got knocked out, or he's gonna get announced afterwards. They decided to go with the sooner rather than later one, and I mean, guys, I know it sucks, but the saga's done. I don't have to wake up every single morning wondering when this thing's gonna happen, if something's gonna happen, because I mean, it wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world to think that United found a way to blow this. And this is still pending a medical, by the way. Just make sure you guys know that this is still pending a medical, but the deal's basically done. Another favorite memory of him was wearing the captain's armband, kissing the BBB logo. That was a good memory, man. That was an excellent memory. Do you think Sancho will play well for United? I have a feeling he will flop. I don't think he's going to flop for United, and I don't want him to flop for United. I think that he's going to carry on because he's an absolute baller. He's an unbelievable player, and he should be starting. He should be starting for Manchester United, and they got a real winner with him, man. Mullen for Liverpool, please leave him alone. I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like if there's that gentleman's agreement with Mullen and Dortmund, we may get him. If it goes into a bid off, we're not going to Liverpool will win. Liverpool will win. Your opinion on Onana? Which one? We've been linked with Hamburg's young center defensive midfielder Onana, or if you're talking about the keeper. If you're talking about the keeper, he's a great keeper, but we'll never sign him due to his doping ban. If you're talking about the defensive midfielder, it seems like he may be a replacement for Thomas Delaney. Thomas Delaney's been linked to Crystal Palace. He's a highly rated youngster. Seems like someone right in Dortmund's profile. I think that's a no-brainer for us. But yes, and him wearing the captain's armband, yeah, that was a beautiful one, man. Tomorrow morning, Rosa presentation. Hopefully they will tell us a bit about Sancho's replacement. What do you guys think, man? Do you think the replacement comes right away? Because I do. I don't think that we're gonna play with this for months on end. We're not United. I think that we're gonna go right for it. I think that the Sancho replacement is gonna come in right away. Now, whoever that replacement is, I think is gonna be a shock. But I'm pretty confident. It's gonna be someone along the lines of Matt Mullen or someone like that. Sancho to United is a downgrade based on recent years. Let's talk footy. My heart. Playing at United will help him with England and Southgate. Yeah, but it shouldn't have had to help him. Southgate should have his head out of his ass and realize that Sancho is a better player and should be starting. But, I mean, Southgate's winning, so it's kind of really hard to throw that argument in there, even though I think we all know Sancho should be starting, considering we're the people who probably watched him each and every game this year. But, guys, can we just stop with the not official? It's going to be done. Nothing will change it, whether it happens today or tomorrow. It is true. I mean, a tweet like that from Fabrizio basically indicates this thing is a done deal. A fluke medical would be the only reason this thing doesn't happen. It's a done deal. Dumb move by Dortmund. I guess it's the first step to Dortmund's fall. I wouldn't say it's the first step to Dortmund's fall, and I wouldn't say it's a dumb decision. Dortmund's built on a basis of honor and their word. They gave their word to Jadon Sancho. They would let him move. And that's what happened. It's not a huge shock. If you're a Dortmund fan, you knew this day was coming. New BBB News blog tweet, my guy. Let's check it out, my man. Let's check it out. BBB News blog. This one's gotta hit deep. Let's see it. Thank you, Jadon. I'm assuming that's the one you're referring to, or the done deal. It says the deal has been confirmed by every reliable source. Official announcement: Dortmund expected tomorrow, if not even today. Borussia Dortmund has to announce it ASAP when they officially receive an offer and want to take it via the FIFA portal. So that's very interesting. So we may see a announcement at some point today. That is very interesting, and we'll keep you on. If you guys see it going on YouTube, that would be incredible. If Dortmund go live on their YouTube, I'll see if I can find a viewer who can speak German who wants to pop on. I'll have to reach out to my one boy Nick if I can still see him, but I don't know if Dortmund are going to do it today. They may not, but we'll try to get you that announcement if we can. You can never get too attached to players at this team. That's not entirely true, man. I've been desperately attached to Marco Reus my entire, basically, football watching career. So that's not entirely true. Marco Reus has been one of my first favorite players, and he will be forever in my heart, and he's been with this club his entire, basically, career. So that's not entirely true, but I do take your point. Guerrero's been here for a while, too, but some of the big hitters, like, it's going to be hard if seeing Sancho go. It's going to be hard seeing if Haaland goes, because Haaland, like I said, inevitably it will happen to a point where Haaland moves on as well. But again, I can't say enough good things about Jadon. I am going to miss him. It's going to be hard to replace him, and I'm very curious to see which way Marco Reus and the board go with getting him. And whoever comes in will probably take on Jadon Sancho's number 7. I remember his first assist, brought it down with the side heel, ran past the defender, and assisted it. Yes, he did. That was one of my favorite memories. Very talented young kid who came on the pitch that day. If they're any good, they'll just go back to the Prem anyways. Yep, Bellingham, Haaland, a couple players that probably won't be here for their entire career, but we have players who could be here our entire career, man. De Hood, Guerrero, Hummels will probably stay till he retires. Royce will probably stay for he retires, but I don't know, man. So when are we going to start hearing Haaland, here we go, or Mullen, here we go? I personally think that Dortmund were prepared for this. I don't think that they're naive. I think they knew that this was going to probably happen, that United were going to bite the bullet this year. I personally, and I don't know, so don't take my word for it, but I personally believe they have some sort of deal with someone. So it wouldn't surprise me within the next few days, or maybe a week, whoever Sancho's replacement comes in. That's my opinion. Probably before preseason starts, which is really any day now. We have our first preseason game, I think, in a couple weeks. But how much did they offer? It was the 90 mil that Dortmund were looking for, plus add-ons. I want Sancho to lift the Prem. It's with United, so, I don't know. I didn't expect this to hurt so much. I didn't either, man. I came on here looking ready to just digest the deal, and we've been basically just talking about memories, man. And it does suck. It does suck, man. And there's no number of ways that make it easier. But we knew it was gonna happen, man. We knew it was gonna happen. But the deals are going over everywhere. It says that Manchester City will receive 15% of the Sancho fee owing on to their sell-on clause they negotiated as part of his $8 million move to Dortmund in 2017. So City will get a good chunk of money in there as well. I honestly forgot about. I didn't know it was 15. I thought it was 10, but that is still pretty high. But I don't know. Mullen to Dortmund, don't they agree on personal terms? And personal terms can be agreed behind the tables or behind the closed doors pretty easily, but I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. Maybe, like I said, there's no guarantee that Mullen comes. The only way I see Mullen coming to Dortmund is if Mullen wants to come to Dortmund. If Mullen sees Dortmund as the next step and he's told PSV, I'm not going to agree personal terms with anybody else because Dortmund's where I want to go, then I see the Mullen deal going down. If it goes into a bid-off and Mullen isn't sold on Dortmund over Liverpool, in my opinion, Liverpool could probably beat us to the punch if they want him because rumors say that we are capped at 27 and Mullen will go for more than that. Now, maybe his blunder, his miss one-on-one will help the balance, but you get what I'm saying. We need Watford goalie. I don't think we need Watford's keeper. We just signed a keeper. Hitz will be our backup. That's as easy as that. No, I knew it was coming, but it still hurts. You guys, you're making me sad. A lot of you guys are saying similar things. We knew it was coming. but it's still bumming me out, man. It is, and this is supposed to be a nice day. We had a lot of images come around of Marco Rosa coming in, and the excitement around him starting his tenure here tomorrow, and then I don't know. It's weird timing, but it's still timing to me that makes sense. But if you're just joining us here, guys, drop a like for all the support that we've shown to Jadon Sancho, man. He's going to a club I assume a lot of us don't like, but he has been an excellent player for us, and we are gonna miss him, man. Rosa is proper pissed right now with this transfer. He might make us a promise that he may not be able to keep, and we're saying buy Gnabry. Who's saying buy Gnabry? You think that Dortmund would sign Gnabry from? Did I read that right? Rosa is proper pissed right now with this transfer. He might make us a promise he may not be able to keep and say we're buying Gnabry. I don't know what you're talking about, my man. Can you elaborate? People say that we sell too much, but yet we maintain the top 10 teams in the world. We've always been an amazing club, man. An amazing club at structure, at being able to relax the fan base, and I mean, I know it sucks to always lose players every year, and it's not like I said, I'm trying to defend us. It's not like we use them every single year, but we constantly do lose players. It is a part of the business, part of supporting this club. But you better believe we replenish them correctly. Goodbye, Berkey. A little off tone, but But why only 90 million euros? That's the deal that was down. We weren't going to get the same price of last year. COVID put it around that. I think it's a fair deal. I think Dortmund stuck to their guns and got exactly what they want. It's the reason the deal took well over a year. If we sold last summer, would we have gotten more? Yes, but we may not have won the Pokal. So you got to take it with a grain of salt, my man. Guys, I liked that video. If we win the league next season, we can send Jadon an honorary medal. We could. Sancho will get number 7 at United. I heard that as well. I heard Cavani's going to give it up. Can Bellingham play where Sancho played? In my opinion, no. I don't see Bellingham as that type of player. Wish you were here. I think Gio will get the number 7. I don't, but that's not a bad shout. He wears number 7 for his national team. That's not a bad shout. I respect that. That's a good look. I have a feeling, though, whoever we bring in may get it before Gio, but that's not a bad shout. 75 million euros. That's a 75. I'm assuming the reports you're seeing is pounds. It was the actual price was 90 million euros. We got exactly what we wanted from as far as I've read. But there's a report going around about pounds. Pounds are obviously worth more than the euro, which is why you're seeing it about that. But I mean, it's still a good deal no matter which way you look at it. But we got what we wanted. We should give the number 7 to Mikuku or Reina because they're long-term players. They could. I'd be happy with the number 7 going to Gio or the number 7 going to our new signing, depending on who it is. I think Mikuku will stay until he retires. That'd be incredible. Guerrero would be a legend. I think so as well. Do you think Dortmund are going to struggle in attacking sense because of the loss of Sancho? I don't. I think the fact that we still have Haaland, we have Royce, we have the potential to see Brandt, Hazard, and Gio step up, because in my opinion, all 3 had mediocre seasons. We still are to bring in the wild card. Are we going to get a natural winger? Is it going to be Leon Bailey? Is it going to be Daniel Mullen? I don't know who it's going to be. It's going to be somebody. And there's a potential for them to blossom as well. Bellingham can take a big step this year. Akanji is an absolute wall at the Euros mixed in with Hummels. There's a lot of potential next year. I don't think Sancho is going to cripple our season whatsoever. Number 7 will go to Mullen if he comes, and if not, it's going to Gio. I agree with that. Hi, Josh. Very sad news. White, how you doing, my guy? It is. Jude's very much a midfield player, a real workhorse. Jadon can carry the ball without beating defenders in the final third. It's his bread and butter. I agree, man. I agree. Gio replacement for Sancho. He wouldn't be my replacement. I don't think Gio's ready to take on that role. I still don't see Gio as a natural winger. But maybe. Depends on who we sign. I think Gio's going to get a look at some point out on the wings. But I don't know. I see Gio more as a cam. My boy Eric agrees with me. Kevin says the only way Mullen comes to Dortmund is if a Prem club doesn't buy him if no one is interested. I agree with that, and also the point I made earlier where if Mullen thinks that Dortmund's the right step. If Mullen thinks Dortmund's the right step, he will go to Dortmund because personal terms will be agreed, and he will say that. However, if it goes to a bid off, I agree with you, my man. We won't win. At this point, I do really like Dortmund. No, very hard once Haaland leaves. It will be hard once Haaland leaves. We don't know where that is. Kessie for Milan. From Milan would be good. He's an excellent player. Doesn't really fit the pedigree of player we're going to be looking for, though. All right, Josh, next video, you got to react to the Pokal highlights and Sancho goal for us. Do a tribute to Jadon Sancho. We'll have to get producer T on it. I hate both from Dortmund and Liverpool perspectives. I just realized that United will have an average age of 21 in their attack. Rashford, Greenwood, Sancho. That's exciting. I hope to see Sancho back at Dortmund before he retires. I really doubt Sancho will come back to Dortmund before he retires. I don't think Sancho will return. But I mean, I would like to see it too. 300 mil for Haaland. It's a little much, but glad he was able to win a trophy before he left. I was too. How much did they finally pay? They got the 90 million euros plus add-ons, exactly what Dortmund were looking for. I'm sure more details will come in, a little bit more depth, but it seemed the deal that Dortmund wanted was the deal that they got. I think Knauf and that other guy should get a chance. I think Knauf will get a couple looks. I'm not sure if you're referring to Emmanuel Fry coming back from loan, but I think Knauf will get a look, man. Let's buy Lingardino. I don't want Jesse Lingard at my club, man. I just don't. I don't want any more. No offense. I don't want any more English players here. Just it's not my style. Not that they weren't good for us, because I want Bellingham to stay as long as they can, but I find targeting English players just inevitably means that they're going to leave and go back to the Prem. So that's why Noni Madueke is not one I desperately want to bring in. I'd rather go for Leon Bailey, for example, because I think that he would stay here long term. So what now? We find a replacement. We develop him the same type of way we develop Sancho. Hopefully it's someone like a Leon Bailey. Like I said, someone who's got Bundesliga experience, somebody who knows the league well, someone who is 23, who can probably stay here for the better part of 4 or 5 years. So, I don't know. Jadon Sancho on Google says that he's a winger for United. Why does this happen to me? BBB should try to buy players like Lingard. No, we shouldn't, man. No. Jesse Lingard would be a poor signing, in my opinion. Would be a poor signing. You need to find... Honestly, the Dutch league is a perfect league to look for. If you get Malen, now I know that his agent scares a lot of you guys, but in my opinion, if we sign Malen, we will have him for 4 or 5 years. That is my opinion. Now, I may be wrong. That's just my opinion. Same as Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey is going to cost a little more because he's coming from a Bundesliga rival. However, I do believe that Leon Bailey will stay at Dortmund for a while if he comes. Hey Josh, what will our starting 11 be without any new signings? It's a good question. All right, quickly, starting 11, no Jadon Sancho replacement. 4-3-2-1. Shout out to a viewer. I think Lee sent it to me today. I can't remember who sent it to me today, but I really like the look of it. It might have been on Twitter. I don't know. Kobel will be in net. Mounier right back. Hummels, Akanji, Guerrero for our defenders. The 3 central midfielders will be Witsel with Dahoud and Bellingham in front of him. The 2 attacking midfielders, the 4-3-2-1, will be Gio and Royce. And then striker will be Haaland. If we sign no replacement. Yeah, no, I like that. That makes sense. Don't sleep on Mounier, man. If you're just joining us, guys, be sure to drop a like on the chat. Subscribe if you're new. And let me know what you guys think of this deal, man. Because it's finally freaking here. Man, letting players go that pretty much grew up at this club is tough. It is, man. We watched a superstar develop at Dortmund, man. We watched him every single week for the last 4 years, pretty much. And to see where he was to where he is now is incredible. It's annoying because United have a huge fan base, so now I can't ignore the news. Even Pepsi said, here we go, Sancho on Twitter. It's big news, man. It is big news. I mean, I'm not surprised that it happened today. I honestly, someone asked me the other day, when do you think it's going to happen? And I said, I can see it happening Wednesday, Thursday. It depends on what happens with England and the Euros. I honestly thought if England got knocked out, it would happen more than if they stayed in. But, you know, don't get mad, Josh. I'm not convinced with Malen. I would go for another type of winger. I would go for Leon Bailey. That's honestly my number one choice. I would like to look outside of the Bundesliga. There are some young Dutch wingers as well. I would like to look at, but I am convinced with Malen, but it wouldn't break my heart if we don't sign him. I've backed him all year. I've been talking about Malen since I started this channel. Is there a third option for a winger? There hasn't been very many rumors linked with us right now. There has basically been Noni Madueke and there's been Daniel Mullen. That's been about it, even though Mullen, like I said, isn't really a winger. How's Producer T taking this heartbreak? I don't know. Producer T, let us know how you're feeling, man. And give us a nice memory about Sancho if you haven't. Liverpool are linked with Koeman, but Koeman will be costly for Liverpool, which makes Mullen very in demand. It depends on what type of player you're looking for, because I view Mullen as a striker, but maybe Liverpool will do something similar that we're looking to do. Play him on the wing for a year, knowing you can use him up front if you need to. Do you know the amount of money hurt? Do you think that amount of money hurt United? No. I mean, they're one of the richest clubs in the world. I don't. I think they were just being cheap. But Alex says, Sancho, what about getting Dalio on loan? Another big thing with me, guys, and I can't stress this enough, I don't want a single loan signing at Borussia Dortmund. Not a one. Not one single loan signing. We saw what happened with Hakimi. Yes, very useful to have a loan signing, but what did it cost us? We developed an unbelievable right wing back that is now going to be killing it for PSG next year. Renier is a loan player we have who has done nothing for us. And again, even if we developed him, guess what would happen? He'd be going back to Real Madrid. No loan players should be coming to Borussia Dortmund, period. No way around it unless there's an obligation to buy. And the obligation has to be in there, so it's our choice, or an option to buy. Other than that, no. I don't want Dalio. I don't think he's good enough, in my opinion, to replace Sancho. We need to go and we need to drop our max budget, which is about 35 mil. So go over to Bayer Leverkusen, go over to PSV, find your target, drop your 35, bring him in, and that's how easy it's going to be. No loan signing, no cute this, no cute that. We need to go up there. We need to identify our target. It needs to be based on what our boy Marco Rosa wants to do, and we'll go from there. The fact that United are linked with Varane and Camavinga on top of Sancho is crazy. Wish we had that money. Literally. Imagine if we were in the Prem, no one would have left to some players because they are more attention, and the Prem is overhyped. That's why everyone wants to play in the Prem. I mean, he is from England. That's the big issue. Like, I don't have an issue with Sancho going back. I respect Jadon Sancho. I think that's what he wanted. That's fine. It's just a reason I don't want to ever see another, not ever, but I don't want to see us target English players, man. I don't want to see Tammy Abraham. I don't want to see Callum Hudson-Odoi. I don't want to see these type of players linked to Dortmund. I don't. Because there's not going to be a beautiful fairy tale ending. It's going to be them going back to the Prem. Same goes for loan signings. Let's go out there. Let's buy a player for 5 years. And let's hope to God he's unreal. Leon Bailey, right now, is my main man alongside Mullen. Hopefully we get both Madueke and Mullen. And that would be fine too. I mean, Madueke is English. The same thing will happen eventually, man. The exact same thing. Madueke comes here, he will shine because of course he will. Why wouldn't he shine? He's young, he's English. And then he'll go back to the Prem. But, I don't know. For the time being, we'll maybe get Madueke because of his age for 3-4 years. The fees will be paid in 4 to 5 year apparent installments. That's interesting. Gio and Hazard are great players, but inconsistent. What do you mean? Gio is young, I know. I'm not sure. I don't know if I said they are inconsistent. But I meant last year, Brandt, Hazard, and Gio all had underwhelming seasons, in my opinion. And I'm expecting at least one of them to have a much better season this year. And one of them, if we didn't sign a replacement, could step up in a 4-3-2-1 and replace Sancho. 85 million plus 10 million in add-ons. Ross Barkley is here. Cristiano Ronaldo is here. You guys are putting a lot of comments in. Where are we? Why do big clubs allow themselves to big debts, but not us? We constantly selling. Where the money goes? Fans want to know the feeling of a finished product. A world-class player. Again, guys, I had a speech about this, and I will tell you. I'll tell you it quickly one more time. If you're looking for a club who is going to drop a shitload of money and is going to bring in world-class talent, not develop world-class talent, Dortmund is not the club for you. This is not how this club is run. I love the way that this club is run. They are passionate. They are just someone who can take a kid like Jadon Sancho and bring him to that next level. They have loyalty in this club. Marco Reus speaks volumes to that. They are a very well-organized club that follow a traditional structure of the Bundesliga, and you will not see us ever going out and buying an Mbappe and buying a Jadon Sancho and buying any of those type of players. That's not what we're expecting. The money goes to balancing the books, to running the club, and to find young talent, which they can then develop and then sell on. But it's not always the case, and I still I've really fought the fact that this club has not been a selling club in the last few years. I truly don't believe that. And you will see it this year. I don't see like Haaland leaving. Like, for example, I see the big move happening in Jadon Sancho because it was an agreement already. One of the big pitches to Jadon Sancho to come to Borussia Dortmund was, listen, we will develop you. We will give you a platform to thrive, and then we will sell you when the time comes, because that is what ultimately he and the club agreed upon. We will go out there and we will buy a player for 30 to 35 mil. That is the replacement. Hopefully, like I said, it fits a profile of a player who has the potential to stay with Dortmund for the foreseeable future. Noni Madueke has the potential to hit his stride and go back to the Prem. Malen, due to his agent, you have question marks how long he'll stay here. In my opinion, a player like Leon Bailey, who likes the Bundesliga, who's a good player, who's 23, has the potential to stay here for 5 years. That is the type of player I want to see Dortmund drop 35 on, not knowing he will probably move on next year. I would like Ziyech. Ziyech is not a bad player, but in my opinion, not a traditional winger. He's very good. He's still good on the wings, similar to Mahrez. Doesn't have that rapid speed I personally would like. But if we get Madueke in a 4-year deal, I'm confident he will stay 4 years. Could be the case. It could be the case. Could also be a case where we sign him for 20, we get an offer for 50, and we sell him in 2 years' time. That's always a risk with young British players. I have lots of big idea for Sancho and Jude. I need them to trick Rashford after the 3 Lions get knocked out of the Euros thanks to Ukraine. I don't think it's confirmed yet. It's not official yet, but it's confirmed. If Sancho passes his medical, it's a done deal. That's as much as I know right now. Watch him get playtime in the English squad after moving to United. You better believe he will. Meunier has been a GOAT for Belgium. He has. And again, I've been saying it on stream for a while. We will not sign a right back. He's the main reason why. We have 3 right backs right now. Chan can even play there for a 4th right back. He's hitting his stride for Belgium. He will be our starting fullback to start next season. Romano confirmed it, mate. He did. But again, it is not 100% official. He needs to pass a medical. But he said, here we go. That means it's as done as it possibly can do. I'm sorry, Josh. I'm going to drop a dislike. This video is making me sad. Fine. It's not making me happy either. But if you want to drop a like for the love and support Sancho has given this club for the last 40 years, I'd appreciate that. But I understand your frustrations, my man. I'm really disappointed. I hope Sancho would have stayed. I did too, but realistically, it was never going to happen. This agreement was done beforehand. He wanted to go back to England. He stayed the extra year. And he, like I said, a big thing with me, he stayed that extra year with a smile on his face. He went out winning a Pokal. He won all the hearts of the players of Borussia Dortmund, the fans of Borussia Dortmund, the club itself. We will miss Jadon Sancho, man. Who is this Cristiano Ronaldo? Is it guaranteed that we're getting a Sancho replacement? No, but yes. No in the terms that we haven't signed one yet. And there is a possibility that we don't. But there has been heavy rumors around saying that different players have been linked. Dortmund will sign a replacement. I'd be shocked if Dortmund doesn't sign a replacement. But like I said, his replacement will cost in the range of 30 to 35 mil. Man, the more I see it, the more I'm convinced of a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow for us next season with Meunier, Guerrero starting at right back, left back. It makes sense to give them space to run forward. The issue I have with the 4-1-2-1-2 every single game is I feel like it's an easy formation to defend against and catch on. You have no width in that kind of formation. It has to be played to pretty much perfection. I think it'll be a utility formation that we use throughout the season against specific opposition, but I definitely don't think it's going to be the formation that Marco Rosa rolls with going forward. In my opinion, we'll see a 4-2-3-1. We'll see a 4-3-3 or 4-3-2-1 type of variation, depending on who Sancho's replacement is. But on paper, Eric, I agree, the 4-1-2-1-2 with Malen looks incredible. It's a tough formation to roll each and every night, in my opinion. Depression is kicking in. Think of the good times, man. Sergio Gomez was also sold, and I feel like that was the right choice. I was never sold on Sergio Gomez. We sold him for $1 million, which kind of speaks to where we viewed him as a player. Yeah. Alfie Holland tweeted, fuck. Why did he tweet that? Producer T, elaborate. Why did he tweet the F word? United are now $1 billion debt and spend a lot of money. It's the way some clubs run, my man. It's the way some clubs run. What about Marius Wolf? His future could be anywhere else that he wants, but I think he deserves a role in a Rosa. Again, I don't. I think he's a utility player. I think that, I don't want Marius Wolf, and again, no disrespect to Marius Wolf, I don't want him starting as our outside attacking mid. He's not going to be starting as a fullback. I think we should sell him. I think we should cash in, get about 10 mil. And again, just we need to find an adequate replacement for Jadon Sancho. And the more I talk about it, the more I do eventually think it should potentially be a natural pacey winger. I really do, but only time will tell, man. There are so many underrated young players we can get. There are a lot in the Dutch league as well. Yo, Josh, Dan, how you doing, my man? To be honest, BVB is the supermarket of Europe. Mullen plus Madueke would be a good fit for me. It could, again, when it comes to Madueke, I'm still not sold on the fact that I want to invest in another English player. But guess what? I'm not the boss. Doesn't matter what I think. But that is a risk. We're going to find ourselves in 4 years' time talking about Madueke in a similar type of way. But there's always a risk. So, I mean, I get your point. I wouldn't be mad if Madueke came in along with Mullen. Could be a good fit. Nothing lasts forever. When we target English players, they will break our hearts. 73 million. Dan, that's pounds. Remember that. It's pounds. He was bought for 85 euros, or 85 to 90 euros, whatever it is. Everyone always leaves us. We haven't sold a major player in a few years' time. We got to remember that, man. We have not done that. Only a few years ago, we brought in Schultz, Hummels, Brandt, Hazard. Dropped some big bank on those players. They didn't all pan out, obviously, but this is the first big sale in a while, and it was a sale that we were expecting. Still hurts, but we were expecting. We need players exactly like Yusufa Mukuku, who actually loves this club and will want to stay. Now, you got to remember, though, you got to be careful with saying that, man. Mario Götze loved this club, and he took the first option out. I'm hoping Yusufa Mukuku stays for a while, but I mean, we still got to let the kid develop, give him some time, and see where his career goes from here. We have to concentrate on improving more and more our academy, signing young local talents, and signing big potential. Yeah, and again, I mean, it goes back. Just because you raise a player in your academy doesn't mean they're going to be loyal. Raheem Sterling's a good example of that. Mario Götze is a good example of that. I do think we need to focus on our academy. Every big club should. But you guys, I'm assuming, get my point that it's not just because you want players to stay doesn't mean your academy players will. More often than not, most of them will leave. Or will just not be good enough for your club. Canuck says Gold Club roster's out tomorrow, and we will be doing a live stream for it. We will also be dropping a Canada Day special with Adrian from Rabona TV, guys. So hopefully, if you have any love for Canada or want to see Adrian on the channel, stay tuned for tomorrow. Academy players more probable to leave and Fernando, you took the words right out of my mouth, my man. We're just a training camp for bigger clubs. That is not true, guys, and I don't want you guys to think that. That is not the case. We've sold one big player in the last 4 years. That doesn't scream selling club to me. And the whole pitch that got Sancho here is that we'll give you a platform to be successful and then let you go when you want. That is as straightforward as it is, so no, we shouldn't be surprised the same thing will happen. It'll probably still happen. It's probably the same reason we got Holland as well. We give these young players an opportunity to shine, to develop. We're good at doing that, knowing that in a few years' time, we're going to make a shitload of money off of them. It's just a part of the way that Dortmund do business, man. But then we can find some hidden gems, too, in there. We're going to see our boy Dahoud break out. We get to experience them as well. It's an interesting type of club Dortmund is, but keeps me on my toes every single transfer season. I'm telling you that Gio will step up next season when Sancho is playing good. Gio was amazing. I'm hoping so, man. The 4-3-2-1 with Royce, Gio, Holland. Beautiful looking formation to me. I'm glad the saga's finally done. Glad it was done before preseason so Marco Rose can have time to look at the players he wants to bring in. I agree with that. If the deal was going to happen, which we all anticipated it to, I want it to be done sooner than later. It lets Marco Rose now step into his job. He's got to answer a bunch of questions about Sancho, but he gets to step into his job knowing exactly what he wants, and he gets to address, hopefully, the player he wants to see replace Jadon Sancho. Loyalty in this club? Where? Only Royce. It's not entirely true, man. Piszczek? I don't think you can argue that. Guerrero? Dahoud? Brandt? These are all players who have been indicated they want to stay and fight for this club. There is loyalty in here. This club has went through some players who did not show loyalty. Dembele, Aubameyang, good examples of players who did not do that. Hummels, Götze, even though they came back. You guys get my point, man. There is loyalty in this club, but I mean, Royce speaks volumes to it. That's why I have 3 kits of him. I hope Gio makes me forget Sancho with his performances. And I've told you guys this many of times, and I think this is a very important thing for Dortmund fans to understand. Going into a season when people say, how do you expect to match up against Bayern? Are you the favorites? The answer will always be no. Dortmund are not the favorites to win the Bundesliga, probably ever going into a season. They will always probably have an inferior team on paper than Bayern. But it's what Dortmund can do in a season that makes it exciting. And like I said, I talk about this all the time with Patrick Omayela. He literally told us going into the 2 seasons that they won the Bundesliga back-to-back, the beautiful thing is that they didn't expect it. It was a bunch of young players who hit their stride all at the same time under a manager who believed in them. Now, if Marco Rose comes here, hits the ground running, and you see a player like Gio Reyna rip to that next level, you see Dahoud, Bellingham, you see a bunch of players as a unit develop and play as a team, you can see this team compete. And that's the fun thing about Dortmund, is you don't know what to expect going into a season. There's been a lot of seasons that we've been close. There's a lot of seasons that it's been poor. They'll always keep in your toes, but one of these years, sooner or later, everything's going to click for this club, and we will take down Bayern. So maybe next season, it wouldn't shock me if Gio Reyna rose to that level if he's given the opportunity to do so. City will receive almost 10 million or 11.4 million euros out of the Sancho deal due to their 15 sell-on clause. Thank you for that, my man. I appreciate that from BBB News Source. You even sourced it. I like it. The at-home journalism on the channel is spectacular. But that is interesting. So yeah, Dortmund obviously didn't walk away with as much money as it officially looked. Are you sure? I'm afraid that Rosa will be denied of his wishes to sign Malen. Catalina, you've had a change in your positivity. That's not good to see. Your energy here on the channel. Maybe we could play a 4-4-2, Mukuku and Holland up front. I don't want to... I don't know. Again, I'm very picky on formations as well. I don't think a 4-4-2... I know for a fact we won't play a 4-4-2. That doesn't suit Marco Rose. We don't have the natural right mid, left mid to pull off a 4-4-2. However, I could see a 4-1-2-1-2 diamond at specific times throughout the season. But if you're asking me to start off the season, for preseason, I bet you'll see a 4-3-3. Simple, class, cutty, and it will give Marco Rose an idea where he takes a look at. But a 4-2-3-1 / 4-3-3 is what you should expect to see starting the season off. It's very hard to stay out of debt in football if you're not in the Prem, and they can drop pretty hard. Look at Valencia, Schalke. Great point. And it's why this club is still thriving, man. They know how to do business. And they still, man, we had a good Champions League run. We had a good end to our season, and we won a Pokal. It's good, man. It's good. I like the way that this club is run. It does suck situations like this when we lose players and aren't signing a like-for-like replacement, but it's the element of surprise that keeps me tied to this club, man. Who do you think will be the next legend after Royce? Potentially stays long-term. I'll go out on a limb and say Mukuku only because I think a player who will stay here his entire career is more apt to be someone who maybe came through the academy. Now, it totally depends on how Mukuku's developed, depending if he can even hit the strides that we're hoping he will, or if he'll even stay loyal. But I don't know if I can say someone's going to be a legend like Royce that's on this current squad. Just because Rafa and Akanji are different type of players. I don't know. It's a tough question. But I guess an off-brand pick would be Mukuku. But, I mean, maybe Gio. Maybe Gio likes this club enough to stay. But I still don't know if I can even see Gio staying here for the entirety of his career. The problem is that the way the way the club is ruled creates a vicious circle that big clubs have ambitions on big teams. It's true, man, but it's just the way that this club is run. It's as easy as that. According to Sky Sports Germany, PPP wanted 126 mil last summer. The initial price was 98. The deal was finalized at 85. I'll have to look into it a little bit more. Because what I read was Dortmund was looking for 90, and they basically got their 90. There's add-ons and everything in there as well. So I guess it obviously will depend, but after it's official, Sancho will start for England against Ukraine. I think Brandt should get a chance. He is class, assuming you met. And that's the biggest debate we've had in the summer is whether Brandt deserves a chance. I personally think we should sell him. That's what I think, but a lot of you guys are trying to convince me that he'll get another look under Marco Rosa, and the only reason I think that he will is if he plays. Because if he doesn't play, man, it's gonna be tough to see if Brandt can refine that form. What did CNN report? I'm a United fan. I hope you guys do well. Adam talks sports. Adam, we appreciate it, my man. And yeah, I mean, it is tough. It is tough to lose a player who means a lot to this club, but I don't know. We're going to miss him, man. Twitter's blowing up right now. The problem is, I read that. This is going to hit me bad tomorrow. It's going to hit you like a hangover, man. 2 strikers up top, Holland, Mullen. I could see it in the 4-1-2-1-2 formation, but a lot of comments come in, guys. If I roll over your comment and I don't answer it, just ask it again. Is Berkey staying as a backup or being sold? He will be sold. There's reports going out there that Marseille's looked at him. I'm hoping Lille will look at him, but they're not. He will be sold, though. He's looking to go out. Hitz will be our backup, and Kobel will be our starter. We need someone who can score. Not a lot of players that have the same playmaking ability as Sancho. We need to make up for it with goals. Only Mullen satisfies that. It does. Mullen obviously is a very different type of player, but I think Liam Bailey, again, is a decent show because I think he's a good finisher. It's the reason I rank Bailey in front of Diaby's. I think that he's a better end product. But I think Mullen, again, if he can develop and figure out how to play on the wing with that goal-scoring ability, would be another good look as well. David Nunes could be a good look too. I don't see it, though. This isn't a good deal. He's worth 100 mil. We should have at least taken 110. I don't know, man. I don't know. And again, it's not like it really matters. We're not going to spend that type of money. Well, it does matter. It does matter. We want to get the best deal. But, I mean, it's as good as a deal as apparently we're going to get. And we're going to take about 30 of it, and that'll be our new signing. I believe Dortmund dropped over 60 mil in one summer. That was the Hazard, Brandt, Hummels, and Schultz deal. Bro, it's dumb to sell Jadon for 75%. For 75, at least 100. Again, man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the proper deal was, man, but it's a done deal now. I'm assuming Dortmund got the deal. They were playing hardball for well over a year. I'm sure they got the deal that they wanted. A lot of reports coming out what the actual price is. It looks to me from just the grand scheme of things, it looks like it's going to be a 85 plus 10. In his childhood book, Götze was a Bayern fan and he disliked Dortmund. There's a video somewhere. Damn, there's a Götze. I didn't know that. That's very cool. That's not very cool, but there's a Götze. I didn't know that, man. I had no idea of that. But there's a Götze documentary on DAZN. I was thinking about watching live with you guys on the channel. So maybe it's in there. We must buy Gozens. We should absolutely not buy Gozens. He will not fit this team. We have Guerrero. Exact same type of player. We need to sell Schultz and buy a young, natural, defensive left back. And we need Mullen over Madueke, in my opinion, but it could be Bailey. I'm assuming this is a... Oh, yes, it is. It's our United friend. We're Dortmund and have an identity. This is the way of doing business. We just not waste millions unnecessary. I love the club. Even if we don't win trebles, we have an identity. Very well said, and I agree with every word. It is. If you're a Dortmund fan for this long, you'll get used to exactly how we do business. This is how we do business. And again, get ready. The next Jadon Sancho will be coming in, man. And this is a cool thing about Dortmund, and you'll see it. Whether it's Mullen or Bailey coming in and they become the next Sancho, or if they bust out and then Gio steps up and becomes the next Sancho, someone next year is going to step up. It's the same thing that happened with Aubameyang when Immobile struck out. There's always a hidden gem somewhere in these Dortmund squads, and I'm excited to see who it's going to be next year. ESPN confirmed it as a done deal. Not a bad shout. Not a bad shout. How do you think Man United could line up next season? I'm assuming with a front three or a front four, Bruno at cam with Greenwood, Rashford at striker, Sancho. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'll have to ask a United fan. Bayern just made a system to dominate entirely the Bundesliga. That doesn't excuse the fact that we weren't ambitious enough in previous seasons. Again, it's the way that we do business. Is why I said when we go into a season, Bayern will always be the favorites. It's just whether all those pieces click for Dortmund that season to see if we'll win the Bundesliga or not. It's not that we're not ambitious. And Bayern do good business, but I mean, there was a streak before they've won the 10 in a row where Bayern weren't winning every year. What do you think about Haaland and Chelsea links? I think that they're BS. I don't think Haaland. I can almost guarantee you Haaland won't be sold this summer. Not a chance, man. Not a chance. And if he does, man, then I'd have some question marks because I don't think that we could compete at all in the Bundesliga next season if Haaland left as well. Because I think plucking 30 goals from your team is not easy to replace. Immobile is a perfect example of that. If Haaland goes to Chelsea, we're going to have a busy winter transfer period. He won't, though, man. He's not going to go to Chelsea next season. I'm glad that Terzic has been given a technical director role as compared to an assistant coach. I'm sure that Rosa and Terzic will work wonders next season. I like that, too. I thought it was the right move. I want Marco Rosa to come in and do exactly what he wants without having to not really have to worry about Evan Terzic or have the players. I mean, maybe, Evan Terzic is a calm man. I'm sure that it would have been fine, but I like this. If Terzic was to stay at Dortmund, which he wanted to do, I like this role a lot more from him. I guess I would, but I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I don't think he wants to come back anyway. Sancho will be great at United. Don't be sad, Dortmund fans. You will find a new right winger. I hope Dortmund win the Bundesliga next season from a Man United fan. There's been a couple United fans who dropped in on the chat today, and they've been very, very nice. Just very good to see. I appreciate it, Red Devil. I do hope Sancho does well for you because he's been nothing but good here. But yeah, I mean, we will. Someone's going to step up next year, like I said. Someone is going to step up next year. Bang on point about supporting Dortmund not being the same as supporting other rich clubs like United, Bayern. Dortmund will always be unique in their way in a fan culture. It hits you differently, man. It hits you differently. The poll call this year, when I was drinking a dab on stream with Taylor and with you guys, was one of my favorite memories of the channel so far. It means differently. It's a different culture being a Dortmund fan than it is for some other clubs. And I wouldn't trade any part of it. This is a part of it. This is a part of it, man. Watching players like Sancho unfortunately leave is a part of being a Dortmund fan. But like I said, we're going to turn a corner and someone's going to step up next year, man. And it could be Gio. We know our U.S. men's national team fans want to see it. Late to the stream, but let's effing go. James, for $100 million. That's sweet. James, I mean, you almost sound like a United fan. I can't remember if you are or not. But I don't know. Depending on what the total dollar figure is, I mean, it looks like that's about the deal that we were looking for. Brandt Bayer Leverkusen star. What should Dortmund do with the Sancho money, in your opinion? In my honest opinion, like, I do want Malen. I do think that he'd be a good fit for this team. But I do think pace is something that we're missing. Especially on the wings. I think we're missing just that blistering pace. And, I mean, Sancho will look quick with the ball because he's so good with the ball at his feet. But Sancho isn't the fastest winger out there. And, I mean, Gio is quick too because, I mean, he's good with the ball at his feet. He's not a natural winger. We don't have that explosive, wicked pace that I think that could be useful. I do think Malen has that, but again, yeah, in my opinion, he's more of a striker than he's a winger. So, I mean, Leon Bailey, for me, would still be an awesome, natural look player who I think will be here for 4 or 5 years. We won't have to worry about him making another jump. Malen is very quick, too. He gives us versatility on the wings up front. And I hope he'd stay for years, but a lot of you guys don't think he will stay for years to come. Keep Brandt. I definitely don't trust Gio to be consistent. That's funny, Luke. I trust Gio to be more consistent than Brandt. But I do think either one needs to have minutes. So whoever decides to get in Marco Rosa's good book, whoever gets in their good book will show, I guess, a better chance of starting, who will then give them a chance to have a better season. Loyalty. Funny, all you have to do is give money and everything is gone. Well, Marco Royce is here and he stayed here his entire career, man. Jay from BBB. Sup, Josh? Just joined the stream. Can't use Twitter right now. I'm so devastated. Jay, I hope you're doing good. I know it sucks. Guys. There's not much to say that it doesn't sting. We all knew it was coming and it still stings. But, I mean, we're going to hopefully get a lot of money. It's going to help the club run, stay afloat. Well, not stay afloat, but stay well run, not be in a crazy amount of debt like some of the other big clubs out there. And like I said, just get ready, because some star is going to come next year, whether it's one that's coming from the club already, or we get to see a new face here. But I'm curious, man. I'm curious. Then if the club will stay ruled the way, what's the point of following Dortmund's season? Whatever happens, I'm a proud BBB fan, but it still hurts. The point of following Dortmund's season is the one I talked about, man. This is coming right from Patrick Olmael. This is coming right from his mouth. He said going into this season, no one expected Dortmund to win. And they won back-to-back and won the double in one of those years. That's what's the point of following Dortmund. You don't know when everything's going to click and they're going to win something. Last season looked like a disaster. I don't care that it was just a pokal. I was on cloud 9. Could have been the Champions League for all I knew. That's the point about following this club. They bring you in, they entice you, they give you reasons to hope, they let you down, but they also give you exactly what you need. And this is just part of the process, man. I've been a Dortmund fan my entire life. I've seen a lot of players I loved leave. It's not always fun, and I'm not trying to justify it in any type of way. But it's part of the journey, man. There's always a point. There's always a point of following this club, and they're gonna give back. And one day, 1 year, we're gonna be on this channel. We're gonna watch us dethrone Bayern, and then we will party. And then I'm going to Germany with you guys, and then we're gonna have some fun. Josh, why do you think the 4-1-2-1-2 is hard to sustain? The type of players we have in the squad currently is a perfect formation. If anything, a formation with wingers is bad for us because of the depth. It is true, but have you seen a 4-1-2-1-2 played through a continuous Bundesliga season? I don't think because of the fast pace of the Bundesliga, I think wingers are almost a necessity to play throughout the entirety of the season. I think the 4-1-2-1-2 is a formation, unless it's a formation that the coach is just strung on, which I don't think Marco Rose is. I don't think it can be sustained. I think you kind of run out of options, and I think the wingers are very important to the team. And that's just my opinion. I'm not saying that's true. I don't remember. I can't think off the top of my head who plays a 4-1-2-1-2 system almost every game in a Bundesliga season. I just don't see it fit, especially with a club like Dortmund. But yes, does it fit our personnel? Yeah, it does. With Malen. Another formation that fits our personnel is a 3-4-2-1. 3-4-2-1. So no technical wingers on it, but you have wingbacks. A 4-3-2-1, again, has that depth. It has Guerrero, it has Meunier bombing up the pitch. You have the coverage as your 3 center backs. You have Dahoud, you have Witsel as your 2 holding midfielders. Then you have, say it's Royce, say it's Gio, Royce and Brandt floating under Holland. That's a formation who I personally think could fit better than the 4-1-2-1-2. You bring out the best in Hummels, playing it in the middle of a 3-back. You definitely bring out the best in Guerrero, and you're able to get 2 players like Brandt, Gio, or Royce, 2 of the 3 on the pitch at the same time. But that's just my opinion. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying that's my point of view. But on paper, the 4-1-2-1-2 does look very tasty. Josh, why doesn't BVB buy players that are on top tier level and we sell top tier? I feel like I have touched on that a few times in the stream. Short answer is just that's the way that this club's run, man. There's not much to say about it. And I said, it doesn't matter if we sold Holland for 150 and Sancho for 90. Their replacements will cost 35. That's the way that this club is run. It's how it is. And there's not much more to touch on it. I don't see a scenario. And Bayern was similar too. Bayern just recently decided to break that, smashing their transfer record for Lucas Hernandez. I never thought it would happen. I thought it was all talk. Joseph Stalin, man, nothing surprises you. I don't know why he would choose United though. I don't know why he would choose United win either, man. I feel like he could have went back to City if they would have taken him. He could have went to Chelsea, who he was a fan of growing up. Both who I think are in better positions than United. But reports I've read said that he chose United. He wanted United. But I don't know, man. Yes, Sancho. Thank you, Dortmund. United fan? Would you take Lamptey? I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter. I wouldn't, personally. Again, English turns me off. But in terms of right backs, I just know we're not going to sign one. Sancho couldn't even get to England's squad. What a flop. Should have sold him for 20 million max. Okay. So you don't know anything about anything. But I don't even know if that deserves a response, but I'm going to give one because, Sancho is a better player than both Phil Foden and Raheem Sterling, and it's ridiculous that he's not starting in the England squad. He did not flop. I don't know what you're on to make you think that. Unbelievable player, developed into a world-class talent. That's why we just sold him for almost 100 million. So thank you, Michael, for pissing off a bunch of Dortmund fans. We don't have to worry. Another superstar in the making. Hey, Abe Fabe. Well said, and I absolutely agree. What are some pros and cons of Sancho? I'm assuming you're a United fan. I'm guessing. I mean, I don't know, man. Pros is just that he's incredibly gifted with the ball. Loves taking players on 1v1. You put him in that kind of position, he's going to take it on every single day. Good attitude, talented kid. Can be a little bit versatile, can play inward on the pitch if he wants to, better on the wings. Cons is that he doesn't play for Dortmund anymore. Bayern has changed a lot. They've took out players like Alaba, Martinez, Boateng, and also got a new manager. BVB has a big chance. I agree. And I think the biggest reason that this Bundesliga season is going to be fun. He is. It's incredible that 7 out of the top 8 teams are going to have new managers. It opens it wide up. I do think that there's an opportunity for Bayern to slip up. But the only reason I see it's possible if Dortmund takes their chance. I can't take that he's leaving. I don't want to believe it. It's sad, my man. It's sad. I know. Dortmund as a team have players and culture to overcome big sales like this. Dortmund is literally every young player's dream to develop. Big respect to Dortmund. From a United fan, much love, my guy. Mullen might be faster than Haaland. He could be. James, I'm a Dortmund fan, but I'm happy we're getting 100 million. Okay, I was gonna say I'm positive you're a Dortmund fan, but the FBI wasn't the vibe of the chat. But yes, as much as we know, we got our deal. We got our deal. We obviously held out for a while. Don't worry, Dortmund fans, we'll take good care of your star boy. Send us Haaland and Bellingham in the next couple years. You're hitting us deep, my guy. 75 or 100, doesn't matter. We're not spending more than 30. Yup. Do you think that Royce will extend his contract until 2023? I'm assuming Royce will retire here. Tottenham finally found their manager. Is it Nuno? Is it Wolves' old manager? I'm assuming. Watch in the next 2 years, you'll find your new Sancho. I think so too, man. It's what Dortmund does. Like I said, it could be Mullen, it could be Bailey, it could be whoever we sign, but there's also a possibility that it could be Gio Reyna. Gio Reyna could easily take this opportunity and just blossom. I don't know, but I'm excited to see who it is. Are you going to do watch-alongs for Dortmund friendlies too, starting with the one against Paderborn? So the game against Paderborn is the Borussia Dortmund 2 squad. I don't think I'm going to do that one. It depends if there's some players in there that I want to watch. I really want to watch Emmanuel Frey while he's still here. I think that he's a player who could potentially convince Marco Rose to give him a chance. I will be doing all the friendly watch-alongs. We are involved with the exhibition or the preseason world tour. I don't know what my role is yet in it, but my plan is to do all the watch-alongs here on the channel. I think some fan clubs will potentially be coming on the channel as well. I'm not sure. We need to have a conversation with Dortmund to go forward, but expect a lot of coverage for the preseason and hopefully an opportunity to engage a lot of you viewers on the channel as well, which should be a lot of fun. Locatelli and the CB from Lazio, what do you think? And Mullen. We won't sign Locatelli, 0% chance. Can't afford him, and we don't need a CDM. And I'm assuming you're referring to Felipe, the Brazilian from Lazio, and at this point, I would take almost any center back. Hi, Josh. I like your confidence that we'll find a new player that will shine like Sancho did, but we were spoiled for a couple years. Let's stay optimistic, but not take it for granted. Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point. Try to relax, Josh. But my point is that, and that was my point. I mean, there's going to be disappointment in my statement. If we bring in, for example, Mullen, and he busts, that's disappointment. However, it gives an opportunity for someone else to step up, was kind of where I was going to. Maybe not to the level of Sancho, but I do believe someone is going to step up. Someone's going to have to if the team's going to be successful. Once again, Dortmund sell their best player. So, when's the last time we sold our best player, my guy? SKB, who just came in the chat. When's the last time we sold our best player? Oh, I'm genuinely curious. At least our club is making mostly good choices, selling and buying players. Look at Schalke, Werder, Helmberg. Yeah, we're a very well run club. We do things a specific type of way. We bank on a little bit of luck with a little bit of development, and it is what it is, man. Agents is just checking in. Says hi, Josh. That is, has Jadon left? Do you know for how much? He has. I mean, it's not 100% official. It's got one medical away, but it looks like 85 mil plus 10 million add-ons. Witzel's having a great Euros. I'm sure he'll be back to his best next season. Will do great under Marco Rose with the number 6. Very important in this system. I agree. And I'd love to see Bellingham and De Hood in front of Witzel, man. I think Witzel will basically unleash that potential that in that partnership that Bellingham and De Hood have. Just hope that Delaney stays too. I don't think he will. I do think Delaney will move on from the reports I'm reading, but you never know. Do you think Haaland will prefer United next summer too because of Ole and Sancho connection? I don't. I don't think United can go out and afford Haaland. I could be wrong. I mean, they like debt, maybe. I think that if Haaland leaves, he'll be heading to Spain or City, because I think that Haaland wants to win, and no offense to United, I don't think that they're going to be close to it. What do you mean English turns you off? I wouldn't go out there looking to sign an England international for the sole reason that in a couple years' time, they'll go back to the Prem. And we have proof of that. It's just a part of the process for young English players to catch their form, catch their feet abroad, and then eventually head back to the Prem. Jude Bellingham will at one point head back to the Premier League. That's a fact. I don't know how long we're going to have him for. Hopefully we'll have him for 4 or 5 years. But if you don't sign an English player, who's also probably overpriced, you have the potential to have a player who isn't going to be maybe tempted by that Premier League move. But Michael says that he was only joking. I know how good he is. Okay, Michael. I'm sorry for the sass I threw your way. It's an emotional day. Cut me some break. But okay, I read it in you're a United fan. You popped in, flipped me off, and popped out. But that's okay. Sancho is joining us because he sees a project of us winning the treble. Bold. Don't totally agree with that, but bold statement. I do think he does see a project there, but I still think United is ways away from City, in my opinion. English do overhype their players. So I've seen a player from Rennes. Doku is an absolute baller. He is. He's having a good little Euros for Belgium. Talented player. Did well in Liga. I wouldn't mind him. Again, I don't know. It doesn't scream out to me like he'd be the perfect replacement, but he's not a bad shout and would fit the type of profile that our board would look for. I'm not happy about the 100 mil because we're not going to be able to spend all of the money on players. Well, I mean, more money in the club's always a good thing. Whether it's on the pitch or behind the scenes, it's always a good thing to get more money. I mean, you want to get the right deal. But yes, you're right. His replacement will probably cost about 30. And I'm very curious to see the way that this thing goes, man. I'm very, very curious. Put it in the chat right now, guys. I want your honest opinion. Who do you think will be, and only one signing, no if or bets, but one name. Who do you think will be Jadon Sancho's successor? And and I do think there's going to be a signing, so don't say it's going to be Gio. Who do you think is going to be the signing we go for? I'm very curious to see where your guys' heads are at. Because for me, I still think it's going to be Mullen, but there are other options, especially if Liverpool's interested. Sancho wants to leave last year. He held on got the love, and United let us down. Finally got him. Yep. I do think that Sancho was open to leaving next year, and obviously he got his wish. So, is what it is. Most probable transfers with money we have from Sancho. That just fit the question I asked. I'll answer that question, my man, when I roll back down and see what the viewers are saying. But drop a like, guys, if you haven't done so yet. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And yeah, we're just suffering a little bit on this stream today, but we got a good community here. I didn't read your comment, though, actually. Bro, don't forget Ansgar Knauf. He's Sancho's replacement. Phenomenal talent and very underrated. At the beginning of last season, in the preseason, 2 players stood out to me that weren't already first-teamers. It was Ansgar Knauf and it was Emmanuel Frey. So I'm very excited for the preseason games. I'm definitely doing watch-alongs on them for those reasons. And give me credit, guys. 2 of the watch-alongs I have to do are at 6 a.m. here in Canada. So I'm doing them for you guys. But I'm excited to watch Ansgar. I do think he's an absolute baller. I think he's got a big, big future. And I want to see Emmanuel Frey, man. I don't know. There's something about him who I really liked. How much do you think Bailey would cost? He's my number 1 target, too. I do think the 35. I don't think that if Dortmund were going to get it done, I don't think they're going to spend more than that on him. So it's either we get him at 35 or we don't get him at all. Sancho deleted his football is blue tweet just now. I like when players get their transfer and then people dig through their social medias and then they find tweets about clubs that they're joining. It's always fun for me. I hope BBB plays United in the Champions League and smash them. Flying Flamingo says, that's why I was against Bellingham transfer. The guy is really awesome, but he'll be the next Sancho. It is true, but there is also, man, it is sometimes about business. It's not the worst thing in the world to make a crap load of money on a player. We signed Sancho for $8 million and are gonna, after giving some money to City, are still probably gonna get 80 for him. It's a great piece of business. He was a massive part of this team and helped us win the Pokal. Same can be said for Sancho or Bellingham. We spent 25 on him. We're gonna sell him for well over 50. So I mean, yes, it sucks to see them eventually move on, but they're leaving us with good money who will then go for the next Jadon Sancho or the next Jude Bellingham when the time comes. It's making me sad the way that Aubameyang left. It's not making me near as sad as the way Aubameyang or Dembele left. And you know why? Because Sancho was a class act and the other two were babies about it. But we're seeing how what you guys are saying. But hey, bro, how you doing? Emotional, you know. But Diaby's one. I'd prefer personally Bailey over Diaby. But again, blistering pace. It is a trait I would like to see us go for. But you guys are, 3 of you guys in a row said Mullen. I think the guy from PSV, I forgot his name and he's English. So that's Madueke. Who again is someone who's linked to us. But again, I'm a little, I don't know, just a little turned off by his nationality. What are the brightest players in the Dortmund academy? I mean, Ansgar Knauff is right now for me, just because of his age. I mean, there are players who are competing at some of the younger age. Mukuku and Ansgar Knauff are two of our players, as well as Collins, who are, in my opinion, if 3 of them are going to have a chance of breaking through, it's going to be Collins at the back, Ansgar on the wing, and who did I say? I mean, Toby Rashford's in there, Tigges in there, but they're a little bit older. So like I don't know. I look at the age, and it's Mukuku, it's Knauff, and it's Collins for me. I think we're gonna sign Mullen, St. Juste with the money, but I really hope we sign Mullen and a pacey winger, as well as St. Juste. I don't know. I want to keep telling you guys my opinions on terms of whether we're gonna sign 2 replacements or not, and I don't think we will. I really don't, unless we sell Brandt. I think there's only be 1 replacement to come in for Sancho. If we sell Brandt, I can see Mullen and a pacey winger coming in. That's what I think. Mullen for the BVB future. We bet on him. Mullen. A lot of you guys are saying Mullen, but hoping that Diaby. Both of them are really good shouts, guys. What do you think Kale's going to do a good job replacing Zorc at Sporting Director? I do. Again, it speaks volumes to the love of this team. 2 club legends in these kind of roles. For me as a fan who watched Sebastian play, it's incredible. I think it's a great deal. It's a great look. I think the Terzic move is an awesome move as well. Terzic could have went and coached a top club. And he wants to stay. He wants to be a part of Dortmund, which, again, it just speaks to what this club's about. And it's the reason I'm proud to be a part of it. I think Holland will choose us with... I don't. I personally, and no offense to the United fans, I think that Holland's going to look a little bit higher. I mean, I didn't mean to just toss that at your way. And maybe you'll come back in a year and give me the finger and say you're wrong. But I think Holland will be going for a Madrid look, a Barca look, or a City look. There's the ties to City too. Is where his dad play. And again, I think that they're much further along than United is. And if City don't get Harry Kane, I think it's almost a guarantee. But you know, whatever. We should invest more than 30 mil, knowing the fans will return. Do you agree? Do I think that we should spend a little bit more than 30? Yes. I would like to see us spend upwards to 50. Or even 40. I want to see us creep up. I want us to break our current transfer record, because it should be broken. I mean, there's no reason Andre Schürrle should be our top transfer. I do want to see us spend a little bit more. I want to see us break our transfer record to bring in Sancho's replacement, which would only take a little bit over 35. But I would like to see us spend a little bit more, because I do think the club can. But again, you got to find a profile that fits a player worth 50 million, that will want to come to Dortmund, that want to come to Dortmund long term, that we can afford their wages. I don't know. We'll see. I'm devastated, bro. I'm sorry, my guy. I know, it sucks. You already know Mullen, bro. You know how much I want him. A lot of the fan base does, man. Brennan Eriksson. Has he not gone to Leipzig yet? I mean, he could be a good look. Brennan Eriksson, very cool player. Tactical manager got to interview him. Wish Sancho would have just got proper farewell. Yeah, I don't know. It sucks. COVID obviously stopped that. But hopefully he'll get one if he plays this again like Bartra did. Yeah, could be. We'll have to wait and see. Well, I guess the Twitter leaked post of him wearing a United kit wasn't fake after all. Well, heads up. Hey, Abe Fabe. Lele, I hope you're doing well. I still think it was fake, but St. Just plus Dumfries. Again, I would take Dumfries in a heartbeat, but we will not be signing a right back. I'm unbelievably confident about that. For me, Hummels has to be replaced after next season. Don't get me wrong, great defender, but very old, maybe St. Just. I do think a center back target should come in. I think that Hummels is still going to have a big part to play this season alongside Akanji, because Akanji, his form is absolutely spectacular. I'm excited. And could you imagine bringing in Witsel, Hazard, and Meunier after winning the Euros? Especially Meunier. Especially giving him a chance to shine, because he's going to have to be good to the start next year. I would love it. Why do people worry so much? Moukoko has the potential, the greatest talent in football since managers started collecting data. Chill, everything will work out. It's fair. It's fair, but, I mean, Moukoko, to me, still has a lot to prove. He showed that he can score at the Bundesliga level. Needs to get healthy, needs to keep developing, and honestly, still just needs to get minutes. And it's going to be hard for him to get minutes when Haaland's on the team and when the team does have a lot of depth. Just reading into the U.S. housing market, then I saw your video. Looking to buy a house, Isaiah? So many United fans here, it's weird. Hey, most of the United fans, all of pretty much the United fans have been pretty genuine, which we appreciate. I genuinely have a good feeling that the future will be great. A few titles, great football under Marco Rose. Everyone always asks me that. Do you think Marco Rose was the right signing? And I do. I 100% do. I think he was the right look. I think he's going to be able to hopefully bring us to the next level. I think he's got the experience. I think he's got the attitude, and I think he's licking his chops, ready to get this team to be his, man. The brightest talent in the Dortmund Academy is Waltz, eh? That's what you think? I heard a lot of positive things about him. He's only 16 years old. No intentions of promoting him now. I'd be surprised to say that he's the brightest. I mean, I don't know if the question was directly involved to who's still in the academy, because if so, then you're probably correct. Or if you're just talking about youngsters in general coming up. But it's a good shout. That is a good shout. I would love Bailey. I would as well. I think Bailey wants to come to Dortmund. In my opinion, I think that Bailey would jump at the opportunity and he would grab that number 7 and roll with it. Bring Eriksen to Leipzig. Besides, Salzburg is a selling club anyways. They are, man. He looks hella good and shouldn't cost that much. I know, but I want someone who's somewhat developed. We have young talent who has a potential. We have Knauf, who I think could get there. We still have Gio. I want someone like Malen or someone like Bailey because they're there. They still have room to grow, but they're there. Malen put up 19 goals and 8 assists. Bailey has been doing it at the Bundesliga level for years now. Those are the type of players I want to see for a replacement, not a wish or not a hope. So, I mean, yes, I've heard a lot of good things about him. I can't pronounce his name. I'm not going to try. But I do take your point. He's a good player. He could fit the profile. But for a Sancho replacement, he has to be someone who's sort of there. 3-5-2 formation would be good. The math doesn't quite add up, but I think I know where you're going. I think you're saying 3-4-2-1, and I absolutely agree. If we don't sign a replacement, that was the formation I went with. Kobel's in net. Meunier, who can play a right wing back, he does it for Belgium, would be right wing back. Hopefully, I'm in form, Meunier. Then you would have to put, say, St. Just, whoever center back we sign. Even if we don't, it could be Akanji, Hummels, Zagadou. And then Guerrero playing his preferred left wing back. You'd have Dahoud and Witsel in the middle. You'd have Gio, Royce as your floating cams, and Haaland up front. They have to extend. I wanted the celebration of Dahoud signing. Are the 5 subs permanent? I don't think so, but I don't know if they're gonna roll on for next season. I'm assuming next season they're gonna stay, but I could be wrong. Josh, don't forget that Rosa beat Bayern this season, so there's a big chance. He does. I personally am not someone who says, okay, Marco Rose beat Bayern with Gladbach. He'll be able to do it with Dortmund. I think situations change year to year, but I mean it is positive that we did beat him, so you never know. The 12th man, I like it. Seahawks and Sounders fans would absolutely love your idea of the lineup. If you haven't already, can you do a video covering Marco Rose's tactics and how he would use them at Dortmund? I did do that. If you want to go through my videos, you can find a video. It's titled, How Will Borussia Dortmund Line Up Next Season? And I put some predicted starting 11s under the 4-1-2-1-2, under the 4-2-3-1 under the 4-3-3, and then talked about Marco Rose. So if you want to look for that video, it is up there. Any of you guys who haven't seen it yet and are curious to see how Marco Rose could line up this team next year, there is a video in there. I don't know if producer T's in here. If he is, he can maybe pin it. But we need to protect Hazard. He's not getting much playing time at BBB while shining at the Euros. Again, if we play a 4-2-3-1, which is formation, or even a 4-3-3, I could see Hazard breaking out playing on the wings, especially if we sign another winger. Hazard can play on the wings. So if we play in a 4-2-3-1, Royce at cam, Bailey on the left, Hazard on the right, Holland up front. Again, very tasty looking formation to me. I want to see more of our German U19 and U21 players in the Bundesliga teams. I do too, to a point. I mean, we did get a glimpse of that with Ansgar, but I mean, Tigges has been along for the ride for a while last year and did not get a single look. So I mean, I think Canal for me, maybe Collins as well. Those are two big ones. Depending if Delaney leads, maybe Toby Rashford can come up as well. Mukuku. I mean, there are young players, but I'd be careful who you bring up because most of the time, like I said, they just don't get minutes. I think it would benefit if Sancho replacement has Bundesliga experience. If so, then for me, there's no debate. It's Liam Bailey. I think that Liam Bailey wants to take a next step in his career. I think he likes seeing what Sancho did at Dortmund. I think he finds it as a good opportunity. I think we could get the deal done with Leverkusen. Obviously, we've had a lot of business with them in the past. But yeah, Liam Bailey, for me, no legitimate rumors, but a player that I would love to see come to Dortmund. I've been talking for a while. I need a sip of water. I just about choked. Not gonna lie. Are we getting both Mullen and Madueke? I doubt it. Is my opinion. I doubt it. I don't know. I'm very curious, guys. I'm very curious what's gonna go on in the next couple days. What's gonna go up in the next couple days? Because it would not surprise me, knowing Dortmund, if this deal's basically kind of figured out. But we're gonna have to wait and see. I'd love to see them all just pop out out of nowhere and be like, yes, everyone knew it. But we're gonna see. I don't see us getting Mullen and Madueke unless we sell Brandt, for example. Doan is not good enough. In my opinion, not good enough. Good player, not good enough for Dortmund. I wouldn't want him as a replacement for Jadon Sancho. They don't play him because he played in the Bundesliga, not the Prem. Our good looks. And I think probably both. I mean, one of my things is for sure going to leave. But they are good looks, man. Or Angie, not man. My female friend. Silas, I don't know. I like Wallman. I keep calling him Wallman. I don't know his real name anymore. I do like him. Again, I couldn't justify going for him over Liam Bailey. I can't justify it. I think Liam Bailey is just more of a well-rounded player who would suit this team more. Akinola has committed to Canada. Yes, he has. We will be doing our Gold Cup stream tomorrow, where I'll touch on it a little bit more. But yeah, I'm excited. I mean, TFC fan, right there. So I'm excited to see that Akinola committed to the Canadians. It's good. It's good. Is the 5-2-2-1 a good formation for this team? It's a weird way to shape it. I mean, that's a formation I just touched on. It's technically the 3-4-2-1. Where you have your three center backs, two wing backs, two mids, two cams, and a striker. And I think right now, without signing a new winger, it's the perfect formation for us. Hummels plays as an inside center back on a back three, his best position. Meunier can play wing back. Guerrero wants to play wing back. You have your two mids of a duo of Witzel, Bellingham, Witzel, Dahoud. Then you got two cams, Royce, Brandt, and then Holland. So right now, that's, in my opinion, the best formation for us, but it's not going to be what Rosa plays. He's going to play a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. Josh choking like Bayern's next season. Kanye West, 2018. That's how I'm feeling right now. Pain. Best choice for him, since the U.S. has too many strikers, Akinola wasn't very high on the U.S. men's national team totem pole, which is surprising because I think the Canadians have better strikers, but what do you think of Tersic's new role? I personally love it. I didn't like the idea of Terzic and Rosa going together. I didn't. Not that I don't think they would work it out, because I think Terzic has the personality, has the pedigree to be able to be a good assistant again under Marco Rosa. But I wanted Marco Rosa to come in with an open slate, to do what he wants, to bring in who he wants, not to get forced to work with Terzic, which again Sounds cruel. It's not. I mean, I'm positive they would have been fine together. But I like that Terzic wanted to stay at Dortmund. I think that this role is perfect for him, and it allows Marco Rose to come in, free range, and can do what he wants. And Zorc, I believe, is retiring, and then obviously Kale's taking over for Zorc, and I love everything about it. I love everything about it, and it makes me more comfortable that Terzic wanted to stay, and he got an awesome role. That Sebastian Kale is taking over from Zorc. Absolutely love that as well. Zorc wanted to move on. He got his wish. He served us well, and now Terzic comes in with the staff of his choice and gets to go in without having the man who just won all the hearts of Dortmund fans, won us the Pokal, got us the top 3, basically as a second fiddle. I don't know. It seemed weird to me, so I love it. For me, I love it. Luca says, I'm not crying, you are. Love you, Jadon. Hey, Abe. Luca, hope you're doing well, my man. And, yeah, I was tearing up there. I choked on some water, but it is sad. It was expected, though. But I don't think Zorc's going anywhere. I think he's just calling her a day. I can all better hit up Tomori and file that switch for Canada. I hope it's coming. Especially that he's playing permanently in Serie A. Hopefully England does what England does and just overlooks anyone who's not playing in the Prem. Except for Trippier, because it gets Southgate a free trip to Spain. Malen for me, man. Malen for me. I don't want Madueke, which I'm assuming that's who you're asking, because of the fact that he's from England. As easy as that, man. Spinazzola, under Silva, and for some reason Fabian Ruiz. Spinazzola, excellent. It's weird. He's a left wing back. However, he's a right footer. So I mean, Spinazzola could be good on our right hand side as a right wing back, but that'll never happen. Andre Silva, again, I don't think that'll ever happen as well. Looks like Andre Silva could potentially go to Leipzig, and that's been a massive signing for them. For some reason, Fabian Ruiz, who again would be very good, but similar type of player as to what we already have. He's not really a number 6. He's more of a box-to-box. All 3 excellent players. All 3 could play for Dortmund, but I don't think any of them would be realistic targets. We are winning next season. Nagelsmann's going to bottle it. I like it. I like the enthusiasm. I live in Spain, but the S is silent. However, I live in pain. However, I wish Sancho good luck. We always have the best. He has always given us his best. And man, oh man, he's one of my favorite players ever. Well said, my man. Your Spain pun gave me a little laugh. Akanji is pocketing big players in the Euros. It'll do wonders for self-confidence. Could you imagine though, like Akanji coming back, even if he gets knocked out already, is going to be blistering of confidence. Mats Hummels, in my opinion, still had a good Euros, and Mats Hummels is just an experienced player. Those are 2 very solid players in the heart of our defense. On top of that, we're going to have the likes of potentially Euro winning, I say potentially because we don't know, potentially Euro winning Meunier, Witsel, Hazard. That's only good for us, especially Meunier. We need Meunier on top form. Brandt is staying. Rosa likes him. He's staying for now. I personally think it's going to depend on how he does in preseason. Rosa does like Brandt, and it does seem like he wants to give Brandt a chance, but I still think there could be a potential of Brandt leaving if it doesn't work for him. But in my opinion, it helps that Brandt didn't get called up to Germany. He's with the club right now. He will be able to give a good first impression to Marco Rose. I think we should not sign Malen and give Mukugu a chance. I don't agree with that. He's already has 3 goals and he played 400 minutes, which is good for a 16-year-old. It is, but if we want to compete for the title, we have to replace Sancho. It's as simple as that. I don't think on what we have it's enough. I think we need someone to bring in, especially a winger. We need a winger. We don't have enough to play a winger position, which is Marco Rosa's preferred formation. Gozan's still a target. No, he is not, and he will not be a target. Too similar of Guerrero, no point of signing him in my opinion. I hope we shift Schultz out and we sign a defensive left back. A young defensive left back. That works for me. This season will be interesting with Nagelsmann, Rosa, Marsch taking the top 3 jobs, so it could be an open competition. And that's what Bundesliga fans are hoping for. And there's big players, or big coaches that have been basically shifted all around, and it's going to be very open this year, man. Very open. I'm excited for it. How much of the transfer fees do you think that we will spend on transfers? I think Jadon Sancho's replacement will cost 35 mil. What do you make of the Gozan's link? We don't need him. We don't need him, and I don't want him. I think he's a good player, but there's no reason we should drop money on Gozan's, who's now spiked because he had a good Euros. He's the exact same type of player of Guerrero. Why do we need that? We should sell Schultz, and buy, like I said, a young a defensive left back, because it's a polar opposite and gives us a different look than Guerrero, and young, different look, and Gozens is just too good to sit on the bench because he's not going to start over Guerrero. Dahoud already signed. He has not re-signed yet. What is Rose's favorite formation? I believe it's a 4-2-3-1. I believe it can be the 4-3-3. He's also can play with the back three, and he can play in a 4-1-2-1-2. But if you're asking me right now, expect the 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3 to start off the season. Have you heard from any good sources saying that Dortmund could be linked with anyone else? What are the odds that BVB make another move this window? I have heard from some good sources that there's a gentleman's agreement with Dortmund and Malen. So there you go. A very good source of mine has told me that Malen has a gentleman's agreement with Borussia Dortmund. So that's why I'm holding on to the fact that something is going on behind closed doors. When this deal goes through, don't be surprised if the Malen deal goes through. However, if it doesn't go through yet, there's still an opportunity to target other players. Bailey's always been soft linked to us from time to time. I mean, Madueke is another one who's been linked to us. But other than that, there hasn't been any recent rumors. But expect them to fly, man. There's look up Borussia Dortmund transfer news. In the next couple days, expect articles of writers hypothesizing who they want to sign. Because that should happen, and I might make a video on it. I don't know. But for me, because of my source, I still think there's something there with Malen. Lucas says 3-4-3. Kobel, Akanji, Hummels, new center back. I agree with that. Guerrero left mid. I agree. I mean, I see it more of a left wing back. Dahoud, Bellingham. Again, I would be fine with that. You could put Witsel in there as well. Right mid, Thorgan Hazard. I disagree with that. I don't think we should, just because he can play left wing back for the Belgium national side does not mean I think he should do it for Dortmund. He has played there before for Dortmund, but I think that has to be Meunier. I think Meunier has to try to take on this role next year, especially coming in with confidence, and you need to play Hazard further up the pitch. And then when you're saying 4-3-3, I'm hoping you mean like two attacking mids and a striker. Royce should not be playing as a natural winger. Brandt absolutely should not be playing as a natural winger. Brandt is... I have not seen Brandt have a good game playing on the wing. Brandt needs to be in the middle. If it's a 4-3-2-1, meaning two floating midfielders, Royce and Brandt are fine, and then Holland up front. That's the way I see that. So it's more of a 4-3-2-1 formation, but Brandt can't play on the wings, and I don't think Royce should either, in my opinion. Good news for Reyna, at least. Ray, yeah, has an opportunity to step up, but again, some competition could be coming in. Kudos to the board for creating position for Eden. Yeah, I respect it. Still involving him in the squad planning and management. Absolutely agree, Angie. I love it. Our Witsel over Dahoud or Reyna over Brandt. I don't follow. Or I don't know. Yes. And I assume you mean tucked in. Canada Gold Cup roster released yet? No, it'll be released tomorrow morning, and we'll be doing a stream on it. Sticky Joe just tuning in. Really sad about it. I already miss it. Praying for a sudden change of heart. Yeah. Anthony plus Nerd is unrealistic, but it would be cool. I'm not sure you mean Anthony Martial, or you're talking about Anthony. I don't think Martial would come, man. Do you think that we will sign anyone in January? I don't think so. I think that the Jadon Sancho replacement should be coming. My guess is in a couple weeks. Knew this day would come. Chris, hope you're doing good, my man. I miss Sancho. King Kong, Mukuku, get more game time this season. My guess is that he will start about 10 and play in 20. That's my guess. I could be wrong, but that's my guess. What do you think about Tig as his next role next season? I think that he will be the captain of the U23s, or he will get sold to a Bundesliga 2 side. I don't think Tig is going to have a role with Dortmund next season. 100% won't have a role if Malen comes in. If we sign Bailey instead, maybe there's a chance, but I don't think Tigges has a role. I think there's a chance he gets sold or he'll just captain the U23s. With Witsel back in form, can we say goodbye to Delaney? I think Delaney will be sold, but I do think we'll sign a young replacement. Do you see Dortmund playing with a true defensive midfielder in a 4-2-3-1? Because I would say Dahoud and Bellingham function more as 8s. I agree. That's a big issue I had with the 4-2-3-1, is that we're missing that number 6. Because I agree, Dahoud and Bellingham are best in a 4-3-3 with Witsel behind them, or Delaney behind them, or Chan, but in my opinion, Chan should be behind Witsel. It would be the 4-3-2-1 would be a nice formation right now. It really would be. Dahoud, Bellingham as 8s. This is the issue of how we're going to line up. If we line up in a 4-3-2-1, it gives the best out of Bellingham and Dahoud as 8s with Witsel as a 6. Perfect. However, you can't really get Royce in, because if you play a 4-3-3 with wingers, it makes it hard because I don't think Royce should be playing as a winger anymore. If it's a 4-3-2-1 where they're inverted, it's not bad. You lack a little bit of attacking prowess out on the wings because there's no true wingers, and it would be either Brandt or Gio with Royce, and I don't know if that formation is sustainable with Haaland up front. Now, as the 4-2-3-1, you have to leave out either Bellingham and Dahoud, which sucks because I do think you need a Witsel beside Dahoud. Now, Bellingham and Dahoud did play there last year. They did do it well, so Dahoud naturally takes on a little bit more defensive role, but I do think it should be Witsel alongside either Bellingham and Dahoud as your two defensive midfielders. Royce as cam where you need him. Probably Hazard out on the right attacking mid with our new winger. Hopefully Leon Bailey with pace or Daniel Mullen with pace, and then Haaland up front, which then leaves out Brandt and it leaves out Gio. So yeah, it's a real Sophie's choice, and I don't know what the right or wrong answer is. I think it's going to be dependent on how our boy Marco Rose wants to play. Gutted, I hope Jadon does well. I do too. We got another predicted starting 11. Kobel, I agree with. New right back, it will not be a new right back. It will be Thomas Meunier with Akanji, Hummels, Guerrero. I agree. Delaney, which I don't think will be a starter over Witsel or Dahoud. I think Delaney will be sold with Bellingham and Dahoud. So you have the 4-3-3 then, which I like, but Delaney I don't think will be there. I think it'd be Witsel with your two number 8s in Dahoud and Bellingham. You have Royce, who again, it looks like it's a 4-3-3 because Mullen's in there. I don't know if Mullen can play as a floating cam. I don't think that's his strength. So I don't know. It's an interesting formation. I don't know if the personnel really fit it. I think Delaney should leave personally. I think there's just a strong chance he will. I really hope Brandt will have a good season. He has insane talent. But you guys see the dilemma. How do you fit Brandt into the starting 11? I don't, especially if you sign a new winger. I don't see it. The only way I see Brandt going in is if you play that 4-3-2-1 with Royce, Brandt, and Haaland, which leaves out Gio, which I think we should develop Gio more than we should develop Brandt, but that's, again, personal preference. Prepare for the U.S. to clap the living hell out of Canada. Your gold squad team is half as good as ours. That's kind of unfair. It's not as strong as Canada's. If Canada does bring their best, I don't know. We'll have to see. If Canada brings their A squad, man, we should have a better team than you. If we don't bring our A squad, you'll have a better team than us. But Davies is playing, so you know. Oh, Anthony, the right wing from Ajax, or David Neres, the left wing. Both unrealistic, like you're saying. But there's always a chance. If Gozens really was a target, he would come back up, and Guerrero moves up if Delaney were to leave. Yeah, and someone recommended that to me as well, but I haven't seen Guerrero play as a center midfield for a season ever, because he hasn't done it. And on top of that, we have a stacked midfield. You could maybe move him up to a winger, which I don't know. I don't see it. I don't think we should rock the boat. I think Guerrero's best position is a wing back. But I don't think the answer is to bring in Gozens, who again is very attacking, to move up an attacking Guerrero. I don't know. I don't see a way. Gozens isn't a target, and I think that's kind of what maybe Angie is referring to. But I don't think Guerrero will play in the middle of the park because, in my opinion, Guerrero wouldn't play as a 6 like Witsel. He'd play as an 8, kind of like Dahoud or Bellingham, and we have those. Seems like Liverpool also have huge interest in Mullen as well. And I said, if it does go to if Mullen doesn't prefer Dortmund, I think he will end up at Liverpool. But I have a feeling maybe he does prefer Dortmund. I think we should focus on developing Brandt as an attacking midfielder instead of depending on a relatively old Marco Reus. I don't think that'll ever happen. I don't think there's a way that Marco Reus doesn't start. And I think we should develop Gio ahead of Brandt, which is why Brandt, for me personally, is on the outs. Even though I do take your guys' point, but I don't see. And again, Marco Reus is on incredible form, and he took the summer off. Reus will be in. Brandt is fighting a battle to get into this squad to be able to stay in this team long term. Do you think Makoko will be fit and good after his injury will hinder him? I think he's young. I think he should be fine, but I think he's got some. I think he's got some. I don't know. I think he will get minutes next year. I think his injury will have a little bit of an effect on him, but it won't hurt him long term or anything like that. With all due respect to our legend, I don't see it happening. I don't see a way that Royce doesn't start unless he gets injured. I personally think Gio is going to have a better season than Hazard. I could see it as well. Max doesn't want Mullen. Bellingham, Delaney, Dahoud be more balanced than Witsel, in my opinion. The reason I said Witsel is I think he's going to be preferred, and I think Delaney's going to be sold. Oh, Josh, to answer your question earlier, I'm not buying a house. Give me 2 years. Okay. Royce needs some rest, so Brandt has a chance. Yes, but like he took off the Euros. I think Royce is going to look to start as many games as he possibly can. I think that was the whole point of taking off the Euros, which leaves one other spot. If they do play, that's if they do play a 4-3-2-1, it leaves one spot for Brandt, our new signing, and Gio to fight for. Or if you're playing a 4-2-3-1, then Gio and Brandt have to play at a position, and it's I don't know, man. Gozens is just another one of those players overhyped after international tournaments. I think Gozens is a good player, man. He played for a very good Atalanta team. I do like him. I just think that he's the exact type of player we already have in Guerrero. And I think they're both good players and they both should start. So I don't think that we should spend money on him. Dumfries is an excellent player, and I would take him a heartbeat. If Bayern get him, kudos to them. Great deal. I don't think we're going to sign a right back. A bunch of players in the Euros overperform to boost their value. Always happens. If we do go for Gozens, I can see him being a version of Kimmich. I don't. I would see Gozens having to play. I mean, Gozens is best in a 3-4-3 formation. He needs to play. I mean, Gozens would be good at Inter Milan. He would be good for Frankfurt. He's good for Atalanta. I don't think he would fit in our system. And if he were to play in the 3-4-3 or 3-4-2-1, Guerrero's going to start over him. So I don't see it. Kobel, Guerrero, Hummels, Akanji, Meunier, Bellingham, or Dahoud, Witsel, floating cams, Royce, Brandt, Reina, Holland. That's exactly the way I kind of see it right now. That's the best with the personnel we have, unless we get a natural winger. That's the formation I see right now. 4-3-2-1, our floating cams, our striker. If we get a natural winger, then I could see it being more of a 4-2-3-1, pushing maybe Hazard out to a wing, giving Gio a chance again on the wing, having our new signing on a wing with Royce's cam, Holland as striker. When is the Gold Cup? Gold Cup starts on July 13th. Dortmund's no longer a selling club anymore. Also, tomorrow is where Rosa is going to announce his first press conference as head coach for our beautiful club. I agree. I don't think Dortmund's a selling club anymore. I do think some of the ways they get players in the door is giving them a platform to be successful, knowing that they're going to have to sell them down the line. Exactly what happened with Sancho will probably happen at some point with our boy Holland. But that is it, guys. I've been live for almost 2 hours. I think I'm going to call it. I'm going to give you one last question because I just saw it pop on. Actually 2. Pretty sure that Real are interested in Gozens. He would go there. I heard Real Madrid is also interested in Guerrero. I don't see Madrid signing any left back. I don't think they're going to waste money in that position. I think they have for the Mendy there, so it doesn't make any sense for me. And Marcelo could still stay. And final question of the day, how many goals do you think Mukuku will score next season? I will say 5. I think, like I said, I think he's only going to start about 10, maybe playing about 20, and score 5. That is my guess. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he has more of a breakout season, but with the injuries, with the competition, I think it's a fair guess. But thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Sad type of stream. We wish the best to Jadon Sancho. Had a lot of amazing memories with him, and I guess stay tuned to the channel to see whose replacement is eventually going to be. Be sure to drop a like on your way out if you haven't dropped a like yet. It's always appreciated. And of course, subscribe if you guys are new. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you guys soon.